Okay, so let's talk about content creators. First, let me say that I don't consider myself a content creator. I don't have a regular upload schedule, and lately I only stream sporadically. But I want to share some thoughts I had about content creators since I started making edited videos from time to time. Since making, editing, and uploading a few produced videos, I've had kind of an epiphany regarding the incredible people who entertain us all. First of all, if they are independent creators, they must be incredibly self-motivated. Every time I make a video, I realize that I should be making another one right away, or at least the next day, if I were taking this seriously. If I really want to entertain, educate, inform, or otherwise engage people on a regular basis, I really need the motivation to keep producing. That made me realize that all our favorite creators are just one upload away from disappearing forever. And if they are financially successful, they could even have more reason to take it easy or even quit if they wanted to. How does PewDiePie upload every single day for 10 years without taking a day off? You know, we as viewers, as consumers of content, we get used to our favorite creators' upload schedules. Once they have produced a number of videos in a row, now we kind of take it for granted that there is some kind of momentum involved, that maybe they are on a roll. Well, what making a few videos has taught me is that every new video is like starting over from scratch. And whereas some financial success might be a motivating factor to keep producing, it is, by far, not the main contributor to making the next video. PewDiePie has hinted at this in a number of videos he has done, where he's touched on the creative process. His point is mostly that you really have to want to make the content. He always just wanted to make videos. It had nothing to do with money or making a living. He produced content for years and even met his future wife long before he ever made a penny on YouTube. Yet, he was making a name for himself. He did this by always making the next video. In the beginning, he made several a day. Back then, he did all the editing also. And while it's true that back then, there was less editing and the videos were much more like live streams, it was still a lot of work. Think about this. The reason we clap, the reason why we applaud musicians, actors, speakers, and other performers is because they have chosen to do what they do for us. A great musician could very well decide to stay home and do what he does only for his loved ones, for people he truly cares about. But such people go the extra mile and say, I want to produce a stage show, a concert, a video, and make it available to anyone. Now, I have a few thoughts about Hollywood actors and musicians that are signed by a label. They sometimes can give over their motivation to others, choosing to mostly use their talent and ability to create, but letting their handlers set the agenda for the style and scope of their performances. Such people often feel guilty about their success. I believe this is because once they give over their will to others, the motivation is no longer theirs. They feel more like a pawn in somebody else's game, even if they are making the lion's share of the profit. They are a cog in a much greater machine, and because the motivation comes from outside themselves, they can feel as though they don't deserve the success that they enjoy. Now, I believe they are wrong to feel that way, but as the saying goes, you can't gain something without giving up something else, or rather, that every action has consequences. If you give up your agency to others, you will become, or at least feel like, a cog in someone else's machine. You may start to feel like a fraud, like you don't really deserve the success that you clearly, by any and all measures, have earned. But this is why I appreciate independent creators all the more. You see, it's all them. They bring everything. It's all or nothing. So, when I make a video like this, I realize it's all me. I have to finish it, upload it. I have to make another one. If people come to expect my content daily or weekly, there is pressure on me to keep it all up. Now, on an aside, I think that's where streaming comes in. I think streaming is basically non-content. I can sit here and do anything or nothing. It's not high-quality stuff. It can be very boring, or at times very fun. It's hardly planned. It can be a safety valve, a ploy to create the illusion of more regular content, but it can also be a trap. Because just sitting down and doing what you would already be doing, more or less, just turning the camera on, is not really creating much of anything. I have seen talented creators switch to mostly streaming and get very few viewers or views on their archives. Slightly Impressive comes to mind. His WoW machinima garners him massive views. But his streams, maybe only a few hundred. And he has fallen away from making quality produced content. I believe it's partially because it's not his living. He has a regular job elsewhere, I believe. So content creation is only a hobby. But still, he does produce consistent content and has a dedicated, albeit small, following. Personally, I wonder what it feels like to go from 500,000 views to only 500. Now, I may never know, personally, unless I reach some level of viewership. In any case, it's been a revelation to me, having made a few produced videos, that your favorite creator is ever only one upload away from disappearing forever. PewDiePie, JonTron Show, Leafy is here, Slightly Impressive. Some have disappeared and come back. Leafy most recently. We're all grateful for the content they leave behind when they do decide to quit, or even just take a break. But we are all the more grateful and appreciative of them if and when they come back.